Well, is Brexit mainly to blame for the shortages and disruptions that large parts of the UK is experiencing? Let's hear the thoughts now of economics professor Jonathan Portes. He's a senior fellow at the independent think tank UK in a Changing Europe. Well, thanks for taking time to speak to us here on the programme. We've got a new poll which suggests that most foreign drivers, lorry drivers, have left the country because of Brexit. Is that the main cause of what's happening to the UK now?
It's a cause, but it's not the main cause. The shortage of lorry drivers is partly a Europe-wide issue. It's partly because of delays in issuing licenses. It's partly because of tax changes. And then, yes, it is indeed partly because of Brexit and because during the pandemic, we lost a lot of European HGV drivers, and many of them have, not unreasonably, chosen not to return to the UK.
More generally, many of them reported this feeling of being unwanted, political climate changing. Is that affecting other industries as well?
I actually do not think that's a big deal. Remember, more than 6 million people, or close to 6 million people, have actually applied for settled status in the UK. That is to ensure that they have the right to live in the UK essentially permanently. 6 million people, that's 8 or 9% of the entire resident population of the UK. So lots of Europeans do want to stay here or retain the option, at least, of staying here. I think to the extent that this is an issue at the moment, it's because lots of people, understandably, chose to return home during the pandemic because lots of sectors closed down, they wanted to be with family, and we had a pretty bad pandemic. And many of those have chosen not to come back. That may partly be to do with Brexit, but I don't think it's the only explanation, nor is it necessarily because of hostility. There are a whole lot of other factors that go into those decisions.
Well, the government's response has been to discuss, easing some of the measures in order to attract back foreign workers. But there are also talk now of Christmas potentially being cancelled. Many sectors in the agriculture industry are saying they can't get their products to shelves. Is the situation going to get worse before it gets better?
I think that some of this talk is actually rather exaggerated. I'm sure Christmas will not be cancelled, and if some people have to pay a bit more for their turkeys, that's not the end of the world. A lot of this is simply post-pandemic disruption, exacerbated to some extent by Brexit, but not fundamentally caused by it, and much of it will work through. Most of it is, frankly, short-term and will not have huge long-term economic consequences. That doesn't mean that Brexit won't have significant medium to long-term economic consequences. It will make us somewhat poorer. You can already see the impact on our trade with the EU. You can already see the impact, as you said, on labour markets. This is not good news for the British economy, but equally, we shouldn't catastrophize. We will still have Christmas here. Thanks very much.